Hey everyone, welcome back to 30ish Days with Leslie, and welcome to day 30 of the Opinion Fast. This is it, the final reflection, a milestone, but also a mirror. Because what today represents is not the end of a challenge. It's the beginning of your new default, a new internal compass, a deep and grounded relationship with your voice, your vision, and your value. Whether you've shown up every single day or dipped in and out, you're here. You stayed with the work. You did not quit on yourself. And for that, I want to start with this simple truth. You did something brave. Over the past 30 days, you've slowly, quietly reprogrammed the way you relate to opinions, both yours and other people's. You've practiced being rooted instead of reactive. You've trained your nervous system to stop outsourcing safety to outside approval. Let's honor that. Today's reflection is centered around one guiding question. What's the greatest lesson I've learned over the past 30 days? But instead of jumping into the answer, we're going to explore that question through 4 parts, 4 doorways really. Each one invites you to reflect, to acknowledge your growth, and to decide how you want to carry this forward. Let's begin. Part 1. The path you took. Think back to day 1. Maybe you were excited, curious, maybe a little skeptical, or maybe you just knew you were tired of second-guessing yourself. That first prompt asked you to think about a time when you trusted your instincts. No filter, no outside approval, just you and your truth. That was the starting point. Not because it was dramatic or flashy, but because it was yours. And from there, you kept walking. You asked yourself, when do I seek validation instead of collaboration? What does independence really mean to me? Am I leading with confidence or trying to control outcomes? Can I disagree without doubting myself? These weren't surface level prompts. These were real. They hit. They brought up resistance. And that resistance, that was your edge. The part of you that wanted growth but feared the discomfort that comes with it. And still you moved forward. Let me ask you now, what part of this journey surprised you the most? Which day or idea challenged your assumptions? What part of you feels stronger just from staying present for this? You don't need to write anything down just yet. Just sit with the question. Let your body respond before your brain does. You've walked a long way in a short time, and the path wasn't straight. It was bent and curved and probably doubled back a few times, but it was yours, and every step taught you something. Part 2. What you proved to yourself. This part is critical. So often when we grow, we don't stop to claim that growth. We move on. We minimize it. We say, yeah, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But here's the truth. You proved something to yourself during this challenge. Maybe it was, I can sit with discomfort without rushing to ask someone what to do. I don't need 5 opinions before I make a decision. I'm allowed to trust my gut, even if someone else disagrees. You might not have had a perfect streak. You might have had days where you slipped into old habits. That doesn't invalidate your progress. In fact, it proves it because you noticed. Growth isn't always about eliminating old patterns. Sometimes it's about recognizing them faster, interrupting them sooner, forgiving yourself more gently. Let me ask you this. What belief about yourself feels more true now than it did 30 days ago? What's one thing you're doing differently without even realizing it? What's a moment, big or small, where you caught yourself acting from self-assurance instead of fear? Pause here. Breathe it in. You've earned this knowing. Part 3. Who you've become. Now, let's zoom out. You didn't just complete a challenge, you became someone. Someone who knows how to tune into their own voice. Someone who understands the difference between helpful feedback and noise. Someone who doesn't over-explain themselves just to feel safe. Someone who leads with clarity, not people-pleasing. So, who is that person? Are they calmer in conversations? Do they ask different questions now? Are they setting new boundaries without needing to justify them? You are no longer the same person who pressed play on day 1. And maybe the difference isn't loud. Maybe it's quiet, but it's real. You've built inner muscle. That muscle isn't about arrogance or dominance. It's about alignment. The ability to say, I know what's right for me. I'm open to others, but I don't abandon myself in the process. So, who are you now? Take a few breaths to feel that thought. You might not have a perfect answer, but you don't need one. You just need to notice who's emerging. That version of you, they're not going anywhere. Part 4. What you'll carry forward. Here's the real magic of this final day. It's not just about looking back. It's about deciding what stays with you. Because self-assurance isn't a one-time win. It's a practice, a muscle, a relationship with yourself that you tend over time. So now we shift into journaling prompts. These are meant to help you land this experience, integrate it, and decide how you want to move forward. We leave 30 seconds of silence between each question. Feel free to pause longer if you need more time. Let's begin. Prompt 1. What's the single most powerful insight I gained about myself during this opinion fast? Prompt 2. What's a default pattern I'm leaving behind, and what will I replace it with? What daily habit or ritual can I create to stay rooted in self-assurance? Prompt 4. What does self-assurance in action look like for me in my relationships, work, and personal growth? Prompt 5. What will I remind myself the next time I feel doubt creeping in? Prompt 6. What message do I want to leave for my future self? The one who might need to hear this all over again. Now, take a moment to write freely. If anything else is rising, write it down. You've done 30 days of work. This is the time to name it, own it, and seal it in. As we come to the close of this journey, I want you to remember something. This wasn't just an experiment. It was a reset, a return, a powerful act of remembering. You remembered that your voice matters, that your instincts are worth trusting, that validation is optional, not essential, that you don't need permission to be fully, unapologetically yourself. You did this. Not a course, not an expert, not a motivational speaker. You chose this. So as you leave this 30-day container, know this. You can always come back to yourself anytime, any day, any moment. If you forget, start over. If you fall, come home. If you drift, recenter. The voice you're looking for is always within reach. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for choosing to lead, collaborate, and live from a place of true self-assurance. Until next time.